But listen, let's do a little with a nod to Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal with that? That's right. As we're recapping and beginning what is a new season, they're saying January now is the new December. Remember when December used to mean winter meetings and lots of trades and a flurry of activity? Well, we've had a little bit, right? Lance Lynn to the White Sox. Obviously, the Padres made their moves to Yu Darvish and Blake Snell. But we're going to play a little what's the deal. When it comes to the major names right now, me and Millar are going to break down where these guys could be headed. So first and foremost, Trevor Bauer, Kev. Listen, John Heyman had a tweet saying Bauer's camp's looking for between 36 and 40 million a year. Bauer said that's not true. Maybe he wishes it was true. What do you think? What's the deal with Bauer?
Yeah, I hate when numbers start getting tweeted out like, yeah, this is what he's looking for. Yeah, I mean, I'm looking for 50 million a year for 10 years. That's all cute, but seriously, where's the market? And we know this guy has established himself as one of the best, and now the best free agent going this offseason. So I'm looking at Trevor Bauer. Take away the money side, he's going to be rich either way he looks at it. How many years, we'll never know until it happens. But I'm looking at a guy like this. He needs to go to Anaheim immediately. He needs to go to Anaheim. We've been talking about Mike Trout. We've been talking about getting the postseason. I don't care about that stuff. Start stacking up, and you have a chance to go get, Trevor Bauer and Artie Moreno's never been ashamed to spend some money. They just had a little rough way of spending it the right way. This is the guy I think you got to go get.
All right, you and I sharing a brain. Bauer's coming off a Cy Young, 1.73 ERA. He's had 144 ERA plus the last 3 years. The Angels, to your point, 29th in starting pitching in 2020. Only the Tigers were worse, okay? All respect to Bundy and Canning and Ohtani. You get Bauer, let's make it happen. 5 years, 150 million. I'm with you. Bauer to the Angels. Moreno and the Angels were actually only 9th in salary in 2020. So you know what? Artie likes to spend money. That's going to happen. All right, so we're picking Bauer the Angels. How about George Springer? What's the deal with George Springer?
Man, this is a guy, New York, hello, Mets I'm talking about, the orange and royal blue. This is the guy that has to start roaming center field for them. I mean, he's an impact player. He's a leadoff hitter with power. Obviously, we know what he's done in the postseason stage. He makes everybody around him better. So the Mets, go get him and make those Mets fans happy.
The pride of hard-hitting New Britain in Connecticut, also a relatively local boy, 19 career postseason home runs. That's fourth most all-time. A year ago, he had a career-high 39 home runs. I also think it's going to be the Metropolitans. Listen, 6 years, 125 million, something in that range. George Springer, apparently he wants the same AAV that Rendon was getting, so some teams are offering maybe 25 million a year. He wants 35 million a year. Springer to the Mets, that is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Next up for us, how about JT Realmuto, Kev? Could be the best catcher in baseball. What's the deal with JT?
Yeah, there was rumors, obviously, about the Mets early on, and then they went off and got McCann. But I think he stays in Philly. I mean, him and Bryce Harper are really good friends. They're really close. We all know Bryce Harper. He's got over $300 million contract with a no-trade situation. These kind of things go into play. Listen, with ownership and your big dog and their buddies and that, it's being comfortable, right? Great player. Philly's got the money. I think he stays in Philly.
I also think so, too. I just think there's a lack of suitors. I mean, who else is going to be the team? The Nationals, I don't think are going to spend $150 million. There's a report that Realmuto wanted $200 million. I mean, listen, I just don't know where the other options are out there when it comes to buyers and sellers. He stays in Philly. He's turning 30 years old. Listen, he runs well for a catcher. I think he'll age well. 840 OPS. He's a guy that can do a lot of things offensively and defensively. He stays in Philadelphia. Dave Dombrowski's the guy they hired. Dave Dombrowski will find a way to get it done. Next up, so those are the main guys in terms of signings. How about a couple of trades? We all know the Indians have said Francisco Lindor is not going to be re-signed after the 2021 season. It makes sense they trade him right now. What do you think, Kev? Where does Lindor go?
Yeah, this is one of those ones that makes your head kind of go crazy because we seem to be talking about this, for the last year. And he's such a great player, man. He's such a great guy with a great smile and just a fun, good ball player, right? Now, where's he go? We heard about Dodgers, but you got Seager, and then he has that postseason. So I don't really know where he goes right now. To be honest with you, I have no opinion on this other than because I've been leaning on Dodgers for the last 4 or 5 months, but then Seager goes out and has his postseason. Now he's healthy. So I don't know if he goes to the Dodgers, okay? So that's a guy that, maybe he sits here and plays, starts the year. The Indians find a way to always be in this thing. The most value, obviously, to trade him now. I think maybe we're just going to see him in an Indians uniform, and we'll see where the chips fall.
I think he goes to the Blue Jays. Mark Shapiro and Ross Atkins obviously know him from their time in Cleveland. Listen, Mr. Smile, he's an eclectic player. Toronto's a diverse city. I think the Jays have had trouble in the past signing a big-name free agent, whether it's B.J. Ryan or Russell Martin. Doesn't often happen. Normally they make their moves when it comes to trades. David Price or Troy Tulowitzki. So they'll trade for Lindor. You don't have to give up Bo Bichette or Vlad Jr. You can give up one of those lesser guys, maybe a Lourdes Gurriel. You can keep the Oscar Hernandez. They still need pitching as well. But I think Lindor, at least for 1 year, comes to Toronto. Then they try to open up the wall and sign him to some big dollars. Last one here for you. In terms of trades, Nolan Arenado, the best third baseman in baseball. Is Nolan really going to stay with the Rockies?
Well, I'm going to tell you right now, AB, I think this is a guy that ends up with the Dodgers. I mean, you know what the Padres have done. We've talked about them. This is a star. The Justin Turner situation, he's been there and been with the Dodgers. Now he's a free agent. It's a sad scene when you get to this spot because then they start making moves. Theo Epstein got rid of all of us, basically 8 position players. After the 05 year, we got swept by the White Sox and Oz again. So you sit back and go, no, give us another chance. Let's come back and win it. Well, you know what? He did, and we didn't. So then he let us go. Now you have a situation, if this is available and if Nolan Arenado is available, it's almost like you can slide him right in there. Plus, they have the money to take care of his contract.
That's the biggest thing. People say, well, can they afford him? Of course they can afford him. It's the Dodgers. Yeah, Seager's a free agent for the next season, but I'm with you. Arenado to third base. He's an upgrade over Justin Turner. Listen, this guy's not even a Gold Glove Award winner. He is a guy who wins the Platinum Glove. I mean, all due respect to JT, we love him, but you put Arenado at third base, you bolster the offense and the defense. After 2021, he can opt out. I don't think he wants to be with the Rockies. That's no secret there, so I'm with you. He goes to L.A.